Hi, my name is Phil Waters. I am a psychiatrist at Hendricks Therapy, and we're going to continue on our discussion of parenting. Today, we're going to be plagiarizing a different person. This author's name is Jean Twenge, and she is a social psychologist at San Diego State University. And she has extensively studied Generation Z. And Generation Z is the first generation where their formative years were spent on cell phones and dealing with social media. And Ms. Twenge came up with lots of conclusions through all of her studying. The first conclusion was this generation has a lot of positive attributes. They smoke less, they drink less, they have sex much later in life, and they get in less automobile accidents. They also start dating at a later age. They get their driver's license much later, and they get jobs later. They spend much less time with their peers and outside, and much more time with their parents and their screens. On the upside, they're very open to mental health issues. On the downside, they tend to make and label depression and anxiety as part of their identity. So Ms. Twenge came up with two correlations, just two activities that were correlated with depression and suicide for this age group. And that was TV watching and time spent on the phone. So kids who are social, kids that play sports, who exercise, who go to religious services, who did their homework, much less likely to try to commit suicide. Kids who had screen time less than 2 hours per day. Let me repeat this. Kids that had screen time less than 2 hours per day had no increased incident of depression. Social media, per her conclusions, had a much more negative effect on young females because young females appear to be more sensitive to feeling left out, and social media will enhance those feelings of missing out or FOMO. And one thing about girls, and most of you young ladies can probably relate to this, girls are more socially aggressive, and they will make sure that girls who are left out will know about it. And the social media will give them the means to do so. So, the big question, what do we do with cell phones? And it depends. It depends on the age of the kid, and it depends on the kid. There is ample evidence that younger adolescents and children should not have more than 2 hours of screen time. For kids that are isolated, kids that are lonely, even less screen time. More screen time is even worse for them. So they should have even greater restrictions. For kids that, are social, they're active, there's evidence that screen time actually can enhance their socialization. So they are much less likely to have harm come to them. In 2017, the president of Facebook wrote, and his name was Sean Park. I'm just going to read this. He said the main objective was for Facebook to consume as much of your time and attention as possible. So that's kind of says it all. Now in our 9th and final video on parenting, we're just going to try to pull everything together. Phil Borders, Central Indiana. I'm a psychiatrist. Thanks.